Well, howdy, y'all. It's me, Tara, and I have a story time for you. And this one is when I started my deconstructions from nearly everything that I used to believe. It started about 13 or 14 years ago, 2012 or 2013. As I tell this story, I'm gonna burn one down and going to have a little adage to it. I'm going to be working on some El Lechero. I'm going to be adding some THCA. So I'm currently camping right now, and someone was just yelling something. Probably couldn't hear it, but it was like, we're going to add that to the bowl. We're going to put the rest back because I don't want to get too stoned. Oh, I didn't see shit. There's a storm coming. A storm coming. Alright, I'm gonna try to get this story out before the storm comes. These stories are gonna be intertwined, and a lot of my time is gonna be off because I don't hold time very well. But about 13, 14, 15 years ago, I was living a very dark past, like making a lot of bad decisions, had a lot of bad beliefs, and I look back on it and I'm not proud of myself. I would totally hate who I was flat out because I was a terrible person. The person I was just talking to is my partner. And when I met her about 10 years ago, I had been driving a small box truck for about 3.5 years. And the way that I describe it is around the time I met my partner, I was willing and ready to buy a 1930s German flag. And I don't know if it was ironically. I cannot say if it was. Nor can I say any hand gestures that I may have made back then were or weren't ironic. It's really hard to tell when jokes become beliefs because we often mask our bad behavior through humor sometimes, and that seems to be what I did. I will get into why I was willing to buy one of those flags and held very far right beliefs. And basically, I was one of the people who fell down the alt right pipeline. And I had a lot of help when I was growing up in order to fall down that pipeline. So my first deconstruction came with religion. I've technically always been a skeptical person, but I started finding atheist content, whether it was Dillahunty a long time ago, Tracy Harris. There's been a lot of people who have helped me discover that the things that I used to believe, like a God, weren't held for good reasons. I believed in a God because I got arrested and was put on house arrest. And so I was sitting in jail and I was like, God, if you're out there, give me a sign. And then the next day I went into court and they told me I was on house arrest. So they let me just walk out of the jailhouse. And me being a high school dropout and rejecting education from about fifth grade on, I didn't really have the intelligence to understand much of anything, despite acting like I did know. I started asking things like, do I even believe in ghosts? or the experiences I had as a teenager hanging out in graveyards. Was I really being honest when I said I saw something? No. I just wanted reality to be cooler than it actually is. I wasn't aware of the fascinating beauty that reality has to discover. And once I started questioning faith in general, any belief in a God that I may have had dissolved. I'm not sure exactly when, but any argument that I could have come up with while watching any of this content was argued against. Yeah. There was a period of a few years when I was deconstructing any beliefs in a God or supernatural, where what's called the angry atheist phase happened. Because I apparently have quite a bit of trauma from religion and religious institutions. And I did not treat people I cared about very well, even when deconstructing the faith. I didn't instantly become a better person. I am still working on that. I still get hungry. I still get snappy. I still have problematic language that I use. And I'm really trying to unlearn a lot of the things that I was taught, a lot of the things that society has ingrained in me. I've been listening to a lot more stories of people and their experiences, working on validating them, because it's not about me. And the religion I was in, which was a denomination of Christianity, Methodist, I've noticed that a lot of Christianity and a lot of religions that believe in an afterlife specifically will have an undercurrent of self-centered apathy toward other people. It's, I got mine, fuck you, because their reward is in heaven. And if you don't make that choice, it's your own fault. And that it creates, as the good place says, corrupted motivation, because you're not doing good things for their own sake. You're doing things that you think are good because of a perceived reward. I realized that I was very self-centered from about 13. I was very selfish in, I want to get what I can. Did a lot of drugs. Probably will get into those stories in the future as well. Let's see if I can stay on topic. But I was deconstructing my faith, not really being kind to people I cared about, because I get really passionate and focused on things, whether it is my ADHD or whether being on the spectrum. My ADHD is diagnosed, working on getting a diagnosis of spectrum in the future, but working on therapy and going to school right now, so that's more. And I I don't know how kids juggle so much stuff. I don't know how people juggle doing so much stuff in the day, yo. I walk to the fridge and I'm like, I need a nap. I know people will be like, dude, you're out of shape. I know it looks like I'm in shape, but this is just a shape, you know? So, okay, I think I gotta wrap it up. So the place I guess I'm starting. Okay, so the place I'm starting is about 12 to 13 years ago. When I started driving the truck, I'll usually refer to it as driving the truck because it's the only driving salesman job I've ever had. So I had other delivery jobs, but those were for pizza and stuff. Yeah, maybe 8 years ago. After meeting my partner, she saw me in dead end job to dead end job, washing dishes, not making money, and like going nowhere. Because I also paid child support at the time. And I can only imagine how disjointed this video is going to be. I'm going to have to break up a lot of stuff. I even have to make another video. But cheers, you know? But, oh my god, I have too much hair. Something like 8 years ago, my partner suggested that I should consider going back to school to try to have better opportunities, I guess. I don't know how long it took me, but I eventually agreed. The reason I give whenever I tell people why I went to school is not actually a joke, but I tell it as though it's a joke. I went to school to play Minecraft better, to learn how to do the redstone circuits. I'm in school, about to go into my final semester with a bachelor's in electrical engineering and a bachelor's in philosophy. I'm not perfect, but I I keep looking at myself. I gotta look over here, yo. You guys are over here. I'm there. You're here. This is. I'm gonna put like a sticker or something like right above where that is, because getting high, just like looking at myself, I can't pay attention. In a matter of like 6 or 7 years, I've gotten an associate's degree, a bunch of certificates. Oh yeah, I'm also getting certified in Lean Six Sigma. I think I'm getting my green belt. Actually, I think I already did it because I think that was my last class last semester. During the summer, act like you guys know. I took a statistics class. It was great learning how to use. Look there, look there, Skip. Hi, my name's also Skip. I have a lot of names. You can know I'm a very memorable person, no matter what I call myself. Basically, my partner allowed me the opportunity to have the space to better myself and be afforded the opportunity to better myself and climb Maslow's hierarchy. I want everyone to be able to have the opportunity to do that and have the outcome of doing that as well. Because it's not about me. It's about other people. It's about the future. It's about doing things you like. I don't know what that means. I guess I'm basically trying to possibly reach people like me. I was taken in by people who I thought were friends. As I said, I've done a lot of bad things, made a lot of bad choices, as most people say they have, but I just want to tell some of my stories. Um, I hope you all enjoy them, and I don't really know if I finish the story of the deconstruction of like where it started, like, yeah, with Faith 12, 13 years ago. It hit this pipe again. Yeah, so, hi, my name's Taro. I can also call me Skip. Nice to meet y'all. I have to be quiet because I'm camping and it's quiet hours. What's the opposite of howdy, y'all? Like in the goodbye sense. This outro's taking a long time. I really don't know. If anyone watches this, I really appreciate you. If you like this, I guess, like it. You can dislike it if you want. I understand this stuff's pretty cringe. Like, who wants to listen to an old man talk about the mistakes they made and wanting to do better? It's like, dude, do the bare minimum. Yeah, I'm not special. Like, this isn't what I'm doing is not anything special. It's the bare minimum of being a good person. I hope you all have a wonderful time. It's nice to meet y'all. Drop a comment. Let me know what I'm wrong about. Please let me know if I get any problematic language, because I'm bringing one down and it's very possible I could forget what I'm saying. I'm gonna go back and watch this, but you know, I'm just kind of rambling on off the top of my head with the topic. I want to treat it as though I'm having a conversation with someone. Like, you and I are in conversation, whether we're friends, that's cool. I mean, hey, cool, friends. Hey, we're in a conversation and you've given me a chance to tell a story or whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna say, you know? I'm like, I really decided that any video I put up is going to be whatever I want. I've been looking up like ways to get more into whether it's making content, because I want to put out more music, but I've been focusing on studies and like it's only like so many years, so I will hopefully be able to go back to my hobbies. Unless I find new hobbies. I mean, I find new hobbies all the time. I keep looking at myself. I'm over there. You're over there. I know my head is way too low. I'm currently recording on my iPad because that's where my little microphone dealy works. I tried it on my phone and it didn't work because it's apparently a model that doesn't support that sort of microphone. Come on. I'm gonna finish this before that storm gets here, I swear. And before I finish this video, probably. Because I don't know how long this my iPad will last. You know, I don't know how long an iPad will last. I hope that I can offer something that is interesting. I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna make it either way. Okay, quick bonus story. Currently up here in Michigan camping. The weather has been shit up here until today. Like, I mean, when the sun would come out, it would be hot as fuck. But oh my god, weather has been so hot. Like, we may have made a mistake by coming camping and trying to like relax and have a good time. Like, you know, enjoy Michigan. But the weather broke. It's gonna get warm again. I guess it's got one more in it. So yeah, one more. I don't really know what to sign off on. Ew, that tastes terrible. That's definitely the end of the pipe. I guess. Okay. So, yeah, I guess this is where I'm gonna leave it off. The pipe's over. I don't really know what to say anymore. Bye.